Men rarely admit it out loud, but they feel it, that pull, that undeniable attraction to someone much younger or much older. And immediately, the fear creeps in. What will people say? What if I'm being used? What if years from now, I wake up realizing I walked straight into a trap I never saw coming? That fear isn't random. It's real. Because age gap relationships don't just touch attraction. They touch power, time, wounds, and exchange. If you step in blind, you won't just risk embarrassment. You risk your identity, your respect, and your future. And here's the cruel irony. While society mocks you with labels, while they sneer and whisper, the real dangers don't come from outside. They come from what happens inside the relationship. Dynamics you can't ignore without paying a price. So tonight, I'm stripping away the noise. No cliches, no shallow judgments. Just the raw truth about age gaps that men are never told. And when you hear it, you'll either breathe with clarity or realize you've been walking blind. The double standard trap. Let's start with the part that suffocates most men before they even act. Judgment. You know the script. The moment an older man chooses a younger woman, society calls him insecure, predatory, desperate. The moment a younger man chooses an older woman, the insults flip. Weak, lost, looking for a mother figure. In both cases, the message is the same. No matter what you do, you lose. But here's what few realize, that shame isn't natural. It's engineered. You weren't born doubting yourself. You were conditioned to. Conditioned to believe that your choices need approval. Conditioned to swallow attraction in silence. Conditioned to laugh off your own instincts as jokes before anyone else can shame you. And the irony? The very same society that shames you will cheer when an older woman chooses a younger man. They'll call her empowered. They'll frame it as liberation. It's not logic. It's narrative control. So the first prison you have to break isn't the attraction itself. It's the shame you inherited. That shame doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the world that planted it in you. The question isn't, what will they think of me? The question is, why have I given them permission to decide for me in the first place? Why you're drawn in the first place attraction doesn't obey polite rules. It follows design. A younger woman pulls you because youth signals vitality, fertility, possibility. Her energy lights up a man's nervous system, not because society conditioned him, but because biology carved it into his DNA. An older woman pulls you because maturity carries presence. She's lived, she's lost, she's learned. She radiates a steadiness no 20-year-old can fake. For a man overwhelmed by noise that feels like oxygen, neither pull is wrong. Both are natural. Youth excites because it points to the future. Maturity anchors because it brings peace to the present. The problem isn't attraction. The problem is what you do with it. Because attraction itself isn't the danger. The danger comes when you chase it to cover up fear. The hidden traps. A younger partner can make you forget the mirror. Her laughter numbs the quiet panic of aging. Her beauty feels like proof you're still relevant. And for a while, it works. Until one day you realize you weren't choosing her for her. You were choosing her to outrun yourself. An older partner can feel like safety. Her steadiness feels like guidance. Her care feels like home. But what begins as grounding often slides into dependence. You stop leading and start clinging. And once you rely on her to hold the pieces of you together, you lose your edge as a man. That's why most men don't notice the trap until it's too late. They think they chose love. In reality, they chose an escape hatch. The question is simple. If she were your age, would you still want her? Or do you only want her because she fills a wound you refuse to face? If the answer stings, that's good, because discomfort is the filter that separates love from illusion, the exchange. No one talks about every relationship involves an exchange. That's not cynicism, it's truth. The problem is pretending this exchange doesn't exist. An older man with a younger woman, he brings stability, status, resources. She brings beauty, vitality, excitement. An older woman with a younger man, she brings wisdom, grounding, connections. He brings drive, hunger, energy. These aren't always sinister, but they are transactional. And transactions only last as long as the goods feel valuable. When her beauty fades in your eyes, when his ambition points elsewhere, the cracks appear. Admiration isn't loyalty. Excitement isn't intimacy. Security isn't love. If you mistake those traits for permanence, the collapse is only a matter of time. The antidote: brutal clarity. Write down what you give, what you get, and whether it's enough. If all you see is surface value, you're not in love. You're in a deal, and deals expire. The silent partner: time. There's always a third force in age gaps: time. With a younger woman, you're thinking about legacy while she's thinking about adventure. You're settling while she's just beginning. That gap doesn't shrink with chemistry. It grows with years. With an older woman, it feels aligned at first. She steadies your hunger. She grounds your chaos. But as time passes, you step into your prime, while she may be letting go of hers. You expand. She contracts. What felt like balance starts to feel like a shadow. Time isn't cruel. It's consistent. You don't beat it. You align with it. Or you pay. So do a timeline audit. Put your next 5 years on paper next to hers. Careers, family, health, lifestyle. Do they run parallel or do they already diverge? If they're already splitting, then you're not in love. You're in a countdown. The cost ledger age gaps don't trickle costs. They compound them. With a younger woman, the cost is patience and energy. What begins as mentorship turns into teaching. What begins as vitality becomes exhaustion. With an older woman, the cost is weight. Her scars, her history, her past disappointments. You inherit them whether you caused them or not. Her wisdom steadies you, but her baggage can suffocate you. Then there's the social cost. The whispers, the labels, the resistance from family. You brush it off at first. Later, it seeps in. Until one day you don't know if you're still in the relationship for you, or to prove everyone else wrong. To guard against this, run a cost ledger. Track what you're giving and what you're getting. If the costs outweigh the gains for 3 straight months, you're not in love. You're in debt, and debt always comes due. The mirror effect. Here's the most uncomfortable truth. Age gap attraction is rarely about her. It's about you. The younger woman mirrors your fear of irrelevance. The older woman mirrors your need for grounding. Both pull at something unhealed inside you. And unless you've faced it, you'll think the relationship is about love, when in reality, it's about escape. This is the part men avoid, the mirror. But the mirror never lies. It magnifies your blind spots until you either face them or break under them. The question isn't, do I want her? The real question is, what part of me is she reflecting that I haven't dealt with yet? Because until you answer that, the attraction owns you. The final test. Not every age gap relationship is doomed. Some endure, but only when built on clarity, not illusion. So here's the checklist. 3 questions that cut through everything. 1. Do our 5-year visions align, or are we already walking separate roads? 2. Do I want her for who she is, or what she helps me avoid? 3. Do I feel freer with her, or smaller? If the answers expose cracks, believe them, and don't wait for time to deliver the bill. But if the answers align, if you can look at her and see not a cure, not a distraction, but a partner who runs parallel to your vision, then the whispers, the labels, the years, they all fade. Because clarity makes you untouchable. Here's the truth. The danger was never the number. It was the blindness. The blindness to time, to wounds, to exchange, to cost. But when you see it all, clearly without flinching, you take back power. You stop chasing escape. You start choosing reality. And that's when attraction stops being a trap and starts being a choice. So I'll leave you with this. Stop asking if age gaps are wrong. Start asking if they're real. If the answer is yes, then own it. If the answer is no, walk away before it drains you. Because in the end, this was never about her age. It was about your clarity.